Okay, so this is number 5. Because these exercises are a little bit long, okay, and I don't want the videos to be that long. Okay, so look at what's happening here. We're solving for y, and I see the y on both sides of the inequality. So here's the inequality, and I'm going to put the line right here. So remember, for a moment there, this sign right here, we're going to treat it like if it was an equal sign, okay? So, and we're doing letters to the left, numbers to the right. I already had it over here, you see? Okay, so I want letters over here. So I cover one side. Do I have letters over here that I don't want? Yes, I don't want this one over here, so I'm going to subtract 2y. If I subtract here, I subtract on this other side. So these two get canceled. 8 minus 2, 6y. Bring down the minus 12, bring down your inequality, and bring down the 6. Now, I'm solving for y, but I want the numbers on the right. Is there a number over here that I don't want? Yes, this one. So I'm gonna add 12, add 12. These two get canceled, and I'm gonna bring down the 6y, bring down the equality, greater than, and 6 plus 12 is 18. Now, how do I solve for y? How do I get rid of the 6? Divide, divide. Divide by 6, divide by 6. This becomes a 1. And the y. Now, when we're dividing, do we have negatives? Do we have evil eyes? No, we don't. So we stay with that person because that person doesn't have evil eyes. So the y, we're going to continue over here. The y is greater than 18 divided by 6, 3. And that's it. It's not asking us to graph, so we're just going to leave it like that. Okay, number 6. We're solving for x. Here's the inequality. I'm going to put the line right here. I want the letter on the left, so what do? I add x, I add x. These two get canceled because negative 1 plus 1x, they cancel out. 3 plus 1x, 3x plus 1x is 4x. You're adding right here, okay? It is important that you put the sign, all right? That way you know that you're adding 3x's plus 1x, all right? Bring down the 6, bring down this inequality, less than, and bring down the 14. Okay? What's next? I don't want the 6 there, so I'm going to subtract 6, subtract 6. These two get canceled. Bring down the 4x, bring down the less than, and 14 minus 6 is going to give you what? 8. Alright, you can do just that operation in your calculator. Pull out a calculator and just subtract 6 from 14. Alright, it's going to give you 8. So how do we solve for x? Final step, divide, divide by 4. Evil eyes? No, so this one is a keeper. I'm going to continue over here. So this becomes a 1. Let me take it over here. And x is what? Less than 8 divided by 4 is 2. And that's it. Okay. All right, number 7. Solve and graph. Here we're solving for w, and we're going to be graphing. Here's the inequality. I'm going to put the line right here. This one, I'm going to move it over here, so I'm going to subtract 4w. If I subtract 4w here, I subtracted over here. So these two get canceled. And I'm going to bring down the 24. And over here you have negative 1w plus negative 4w. When you add these two, what do you get? How many negatives do you have? Negative 5w. Bring down the less than or equal to. Bring down the negative 6. Okay. So I'm going to subtract 24. Subtract 24. These two get canceled. Bring down the negative 5w. Bring down your less than or equal to. And negative 6 plus, you're adding these two numbers. Both of them are negatives. What is negative 6 plus negative 24? You adding these two negative numbers, you get negative 30. Okay? We're solving for w. So what do we do with the negative 5? We divide by negative 5, negative 5. Are we dividing? Notice how I'm covering the part on the top. I do that on purpose. Do we have negatives? Yes. Do we keep it this way? No. We flip it. So now this one is going to change direction. This becomes a 1 and w is greater than or equal to. Negative over negative, it becomes positive. All right, so 30 divided by 5 is 6. And this is your answer. For the graph, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it over here. Okay, here's the 0, here's the 6. Now, open or closed? Closed circle. Right here where the 6 is, closed. Where does the arrow go to? Where is this thing pointing to? To the right. So you put your arrow pointing to the right. Make it bold, because this graph represents all the values of w that are greater than 6. Okay? All right. Final exercise number 8. So I hope I didn't put this out of screen. All right. On this one, we're solving for for y. Here's the greater than or equal to. Here's my line. I'm going to subtract y. Subtract y. These two get canceled. I'm going to bring down the 9. 4 minus 1 gives you 3y. Bring down the greater than or equal to. Bring down the minus 6. What's next? Get rid of the 9. How do you get rid of the 9? Subtract, subtract. Because this one is adding or positive. We don't see the sign, so it's positive. So these two get canceled. Bring down the 3y. Bring down the greater than or equal to. Negative 6 plus negative 9. You're adding these two numbers, okay? You're adding. Don't forget. Add. So what do you get when you add negative 6 and negative 9? You get negative 15. Okay? So how do you get rid of the 3? Divide by 3 and 3. Do you have negatives? No. So this one is a keeper. You keep it in the same direction. This becomes a 1, so the y is greater than or equal to negative 15 over 3. If you divide this on the calculator, you're going to get negative 5. All right, do it in a calculator. Don't make a mistake with the negative, okay, with the negative sign, because otherwise your graph is going to be wrong and you're losing 1 point, or, well, 2 points, okay? So here's the here's the 0. Here's the negative 5. Open or closed? Do you have a bar on the door? Yes, so the door is closed. So this one is a closed dot. The values of the y are greater than or equal to negative 5. Where does the arrow point to? It's pointing to the right. Because the values of the y are greater, this is a negative 5. This is a -5, so the arrow is pointing to the right because you're saying that the values of the y are all the numbers that are greater than -5, all the numbers that are to the right. So this is your answer right here and your graph. Okay, all right, so that's it. This is your assignment for Friday, for tomorrow, for this day, Friday, and you have until Saturday. You have 2 days, okay, but it has to be Saturday, I'm sorry, because we're doing a different assignment on Monday. Okay, thank you, bye.